So, usually, when I meet with my students to sit down and start planning out their business, there's always a sentence in their business plan that sparks conversation. And that sentence says, I want to offer affordable decorations. I always tell them to take that sentence out of there. So, in this video, let's talk about it. But before I do, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Lanielle Kuzar, and I am the owner of Yes Event Academy. I teach people just like you, people who love to decorate events. I teach them how to start a business and start booking clients. Now, before we get into this, let me clarify because I know I'm going to have someone coming at me in the comments to say, why wouldn't you want to offer affordable decorations? In this economy, people are struggling. Of course, you want to offer affordable decorations. I am not saying that you should not offer affordable decorations with your business. I would encourage you to stay tuned throughout this video so that you'll see where I'm coming from, okay? Now, the first thing that I tell my students when they say that they want to offer affordable decorations, I always question who? Who do you want your decorations to be affordable for, right? Because my affordability may be different from someone else's, right? So Beyonce can afford something more than I can afford. Michelle Obama can afford something more than I can afford, right? Everybody's affordability is different. So the question becomes, who do you want your decorations affordable to? And a lot of times, what I find is that when people say they want their decorations to be affordable, typically it's, I want everybody to be able to buy my decorations. And the reality of it is that depending on what type of decorations that you're offering, sometimes people may not be able to afford it, especially if you're offering the bigger balloon backdrops, which usually people who are coming into the decorating industry, that's what they want to offer, the bigger decorations. When you're offering the bigger decorations and you're decorating for the whole event, you're providing all of the decorations for the event, the reality of it is that some people just can't afford that. So whenever you start your business, trying to market to everybody, so I want everybody to be able to book me. Whenever you market to everybody, you really market to no one. You should be laser focused. That's what I try to get my students to be, laser focused on their target client. Who is your target client? And what can they afford? And let me tell you, usually when you want to offer affordable pricing, right? And you say to people and you put that on your website and you're posting, you're saying, I'm affordable, I'm affordable, I'm affordable. Usually that attracts people who are bargain shopping. So if you say, okay, this balloon backdrop is $500, they're going to say, oh, well, what about 350? I'll give you 350 for it. Because 350 may be what they can afford. You said that you were affordable. When you are dealing with bargain shoppers, a lot of times you're negotiating your prices and your prices are going down and down and down. But guess what? The amount of work that you do ends up going up and up and up. Because in my experience with bargain shoppers, they're always trying to add in something. So it's like, oh yeah, can you add this sign? Oh, can you add this? Oh, my cousin's gonna come drop this off. Can you set up the tables? Oh, can you do this? Oh, can you do that? Before you know it, the person who you was trying to hook up with a deal, now you have twice the work and you're making half the money. So that's another thing, is that sometimes the wording that you use, you end up attracting a customer that's really hard to work with. And here's another thing. I hear this a lot from people. So on one hand, they want to offer affordable decorations, but on the other hand, they want to offer luxury decorations. So if you want to offer luxurious decorations to luxury clients, they can't be affordable, right? So affordable is one client and luxury is another client. Let me give you an example. So if I go to Lamborghini right now, Lamborghini is a luxury car dealership, right? If I go to their dealership, they are not concerned about being affordable, right? They set their prices based off of whatever they feel like their prices should be. Luxury brands are not affordable. That's by design. Because let me just say this. Yes, this economy is hanging on by life support. If you are in the US, our economy is hanging on by life support, right? But not everybody is hurting in this economy. There are people who are winning in this economy. So, wealthy people who were wealthy before this administration, guess what? They're even wealthier now. You can't just assume that everybody is struggling. So, when you are going about your pricing for your business, if you have it in your head that everybody's struggling and you need to lower your prices and you need to be so affordable, you're going to miss out on these other opportunities where they're not struggling. They are absolutely not struggling, right? The wealthy people in this country are getting wealthier, are getting wealthier right now. They can absolutely afford to spend on decorations. And let's be honest, sometimes when you say affordable, people automatically associate it with cheap. So affordable equals cheap. So if you say that you want your decorations to be affordable, people could take that as your decorations are cheap. Then the question becomes, do you want to start a brand where people think that your decorations are cheap? Right? Is that the company? Is that the image that you want people to have of your decorations? And this especially goes for people who are trying to get into the luxury market. If your target is the luxury market, then your prices are not going to be affordable. You're going to offer premium prices, premium rates, because that's what luxury clients are looking for. But when you start talking about being affordable, you're actually marketing to the everyday client who's trying to make ends meet. Here's another thing. What I have found with my students is that sometimes when they say that they want to offer affordable decorations, it's not affordable. It's that they want to offer decorations at different price points. So you may have a basic decorating package, and then you may have a premium decorating package, and then you may have a luxury decorating package where you go all out, right? So you offer the client different price points so that they can pick which works for them. Even with that, though, there may be clients who cannot afford your basic package, right? So that's the reason why I like that word affordable. I always try to tell my students to stay away from that word. If you are running a business, the goal is to make money off of every single event that someone brings you. So you could say, here's my basic package, and that's $1,000. But some people may say $1,000. I only wanted to spend 500. So you're not affordable to them. But when my students come to me and say that they want their decorations to be affordable, I really try to challenge them on why. Why do you want your decorations to come across as affordable? Like, what's really behind that? What I have noticed, even with myself, when it comes to my business, what I have noticed is that whatever's going on with you emotionally typically shows up in your business. So if you're at a point where you're thinking about starting an event decorating business, but you're unsure and you're doubtful and you're not necessarily feeling as confident, that usually shows up in your pricing because you will price out of that doubt. You will price your decorations out of feeling insignificant, right? Like your decorations aren't good enough because you don't have the confidence. What I have also noticed just personally with me is that my people pleasing came to the surface when I started my business. I realized that I was a people pleaser. I was so busy just trying to book clients, just trying to book clients. I wasn't even paying attention to how much money I was making. So if that people pleasing, you wanting to book clients, you wanting to be liked, you wanting to be accepted, right? Those emotions that you're feeling, that's you may not even realize it, but the emotions that are inside of you typically they will show their head when it comes to your business. A lot of times when my students say that they want to offer affordable pricing, it's usually because they're not confident in their pricing. They're not confident in their work. They just want to be accepted. They want people to see them as not trying to rip them off. So they want to offer affordable pricing. Pricing is all about numbers. When you take your feelings out of it, pricing is all about numbers. It's all about costs, expenses, how much you want to charge for your expertise, right? Typically, if price is the only reason why a client books you, then when you go up on your price, unfortunately, those clients will just leave and go and find somebody else who has a lower price than you, right? So that's the thing. We always have to evaluate who's the best client for us because we don't want someone who's going to book, right? You don't want somebody who's going to book you once. With me, I like to have clients that are booking me over and over and over and over and over again. So my clients do not book me multiple times because I'm affordable. That's not what keeps my clients coming back. My clients keep coming back to me because of the service that I offer them. They keep coming back to me because they know they can trust me with their event. They keep coming back to me because of the reaction that they get from all their guests when I decorate for their events, right? I have had clients book me who tell me, I have looked over other decorators in your area and your prices are more expensive. And they still end up booking me, right? Because it's not about price. I don't just offer an affordable price. I offer a service, right? And here's the last point that I want to make before I close out this video. If you focus on the quality of your work, if you focus on creating beautiful decorations for your clients, it will make it a lot easier for you to focus on that rather than being affordable, right? So that's one way that you can build up your confidence. That's what I encourage my students is that focus on the quality of your work. Deliver the best looking decorations that you can. Always look to improve the look of your work. That will improve your confidence. And once you focus on your decorations and delivering the best looking decorations that you can, then you will be more focused on your target client rather than giving away your decorations at an affordable cost. A lot of times, what I have found is that people who are new coming into the industry, when they say affordable, their prices are so low that they are not making any money, right? And so they're literally just decorating for free. Affordable to me, I get offering different price points, and that's what I encourage my students to do, offering different price points. But at the same time, we are not decorating for free. No. That's for your family and friends. When you're decorating for your family and friends, if you choose to do that, then okay. If you want, you could decorate for them for free or give them a family discount. Once you open your business and you are a professional, now it's time to target the clients who are going to pay you. All right. So I just wanted to make this video to talk about that. That is something that I talk about with my students all the time about being affordable. If you need help with planning your business, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I do have a class on starting your own event decorating business where I walk through creating a business plan. So check the link below and I will put that there. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll see you in my next video.